Welcome to another episode Addicted to the Q. We're out here at the American Royal. We've got Richard Bishop, Gary Logan, Boots BBQ.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having us.
Where are you guys located? Where are you out of?
So we're a little spread out. We're from Hartford, Iowa, which is a small town southeast of Des Moines. He lives in Hartford right now. I live in Granger, which is on the northwest side of Des Moines. So we just say Des Moines, Iowa, whenever anybody asks. But when you get down to the science of it, a little here, a little there.
How close are you guys to Lake Okoboji?
About 3.5 hours.
3.5 hours. I've been there once.
Beautiful lake.
It is. It's cold.
In the wintertime. Gets crazy up there.
It was kind of cold July 4th when we were there, but it was also cold time, like weather-wise.
Yep.
It was an odd pattern that was coming in.
It's a beautiful little area up there. There's a lot of nice people that live up there. We've got some family that lives just south of there in Spencer, Iowa.
Yeah.
So we get to see them every once in a while, but, they say it's 4 hours away. It's too far to drive. Art of the Q is up there in Spencer.
So now, does that lake freeze over like you were mentioning yesterday to me about ice fishing? Does that lake freeze over?
Yeah, it does.
Like you can go ice fish on it?
Yeah, go ice fish on it. Yeah.
No kidding.
It'll get about 30 inches of ice. It varies depending on year to year, but you can count on typically at least 20 inches on water that far north in the wintertime.
Now, to pull all your stuff on the ice fish, how thick does that need to be?
Typically about 13, 15 inches for guys to get real comfortable. They say that 12 inches will hold an 80,000 pound semi loaded, so you can drive an 80,000 pound truck across frozen lake with 12 inches of ice, but I'm not going to be that guy testing it through. I've done a lot of dumb things in my life. That doesn't sound like one that I want to do, so I'll pass.
Yeah, no, I hear it. Let's get back to barbecue. I was just interested in all that.
Yeah.
All right, so we're here at the American Royal. Is this your first, second, third, fourth time?
First time.
First time. Newbies, rookies.
Yep.
Nice.
We've been cooking for a couple of years. We started in 2022, our hometown, Hartford, there we talked about. They had this little thing called the Hartford Barbecue Bash. And so we signed up for it just because, see what happened, right? And we took third place pretty much across the board behind Bowling's Barbecue, which is from Sheraton, Iowa, and Never Easy Barbecue, which he's here right now. So it just started with that, and we're like, let's go do it again. See what happens next time, It just
that was your first time?
Yep.
It was first time.
Nice.
It was one of those things where we finished third, like, might be onto something here. Let's try it again, see where we land. And we found mild success so far. We've had a good time doing it.
And you decided, hey, we're going to come out here and years later try the big stage.
Yeah. I think year number one is more about the experience for us.
Yeah.
Coming to see what the Royal is all about. We didn't come with any expectations. It's such a big stage and so many awesome cooks here that you can't have any expectations, especially, we haven't been in the game near long enough to even consider that. But yeah, this year was just to come see what it was about, experience it, and, just have a good time.
I mean, if we can take home just top 300 overall, I'll be okay with that.
Yeah, that's the thing out here with the caliber that is out here. If you're top 60%, I consider it a win.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a win where you're going to be like, yes. You're probably like, what could I have done or whatever, but it's still consider that a win because that's these big boys out here. I mean,
we've got some really good friends that are judges, master judges.
Yeah.
And so we went back and forth with them multiple times, cooked, let them try it, do this, do that instead. But we've practiced as much as we could to come down here, and now here we are.
Yeah.
We did our after that first competition, we did another small one.
Heckler.
And we were rather successful there. And it was a very small competition. So then 2023 rolled in. and we went to Altoona, right? Time we're like, "Man, we've done 2 competitions. Oh yeah, we got this, right?" And we went to Iowa State Barbecue Championships there in Altoona in March of 2023. Out of 32 teams, we took 31st in both categories. 31st overall.
Congrats.
That stuck out in my head, you know,
Yeah.
and it's stuck there since then. About that truthfulness of where you think you're at,
Yeah.
and then where you actually land at the time. So I mean, we've done countless practices, trials and runs, different rub, this flavor, that flavor, you know, hundreds of hours on YouTube watching videos, just trying to get better. You know, learn how to trim things better, learn how to take this foul off, or, you know, that silver skin off, you know, right? To get that, what you're looking for the bite, so the judges are happy.
Comp barbecue's totally different, isn't it?
It is.
It's a tough world.
It is. It really is.
It's a tough world.
There's a lot of good teams, like you said, and I mean we've made a lot of really good friends with some of them, you know, and
Oh, you can keep going. We're at the American
Okay,
Royal, guys.
okay.
Sorry. There's going to be some things that
are out of our control that are happening
like
around
my
us.
son behind me, right there, where they're right there, picking at a wall.
So I mean, honestly, like when we sign up for a comp, we look to see who else is going to try to get with our buddies, just to hang out and have fun, have a good time. That's what it's about. The people you meet, the adventures you get to have with each other, and watching each other win, and and the success. And when it is your turn, cool. But if it's not your turn that day, and your buddy gets a call, we'll celebrate him. Let him have his moment.
Yeah, have some fun. I mean, that's what it's all about. This is Brad. Brad, that's Richard.
You're a late bud.
I was looking for him because he ran off and saw the squirrel, and then he came back.
I told you I'd be between there and here most of the
I
time.
never heard that say that.
Squirrel. Then he tried to call you, and your phone's sitting here, and he's like that.
Well, the only problem is too when you're at the Royal, you can't just make a quick 10-minute walk. You see everybody, and then you start talking.
No, I mean, even the podcast, you're going to see people come by, wave, BS.
We've noticed that.
Let's have fun. You guys are going to get used to it. This is your first year. You come back next year, you're going to have guys walking up to you like, "You're back!"
That'll be cool. We've kind of we've done, enough comps throughout Iowa that when we do sign up and there are teams that come, we're like, "Oh, hey, man, nice to see you again,"
Yeah.
So that's all.
Yeah. So it's this is something else. It's fun.
We've seen pretty quick why they call it the World Series of Barbecue. I mean,
I always just
I took a couple walks yesterday to figure it out really quick.
Yeah.
I always describe it as like a family reunion. A barbecue contest breaks out on the last day. It's kind of
And that's kind of what it is. I mean, you run into people here that you might have seen somewhere earlier in the year and you haven't seen them since, but it seems like coming here, you're about guaranteed you're going to run into some of those folks and get a chance to hang out with them again. And that's a lot of what it's become, a lot about the community stuff, and the camaraderie you form with some of the other cooks. And, like you said, going to comp and knowing that, 4 or 5 of your other buddy cook teams are going, you get to go hang out and shoot the breeze all weekend. And it's a good time.
Oh, it's a blast. It's a blast. So, how are you guys standing on all your proteins so far? You feeling pretty good about them, or?
Chicken. Yeah, we've got a really good flavor profile for chicken. Need to work on the moisture concept of it, get that a little more out. Ribs and pork, we found a pretty good recipe that's been working for us. So I feel really, really confident about that. And brisket has definitely been our toughest.
Brisket, it's the same for everybody. I mean, it seems like if anybody's on the struggle bus, 9 times out of 10 is brisket. And, and that just takes a lot of cooking until you figure out all your details and what works for you and what steps you got to take for your cook to make it turn out the way it needs to be.
Yeah.
So, we're making strides with it, but have we got where we need to be yet? Not yet. Not what I consider where it needs to be.
Yeah. So, how have you guys done this year through the trail competitions?
We finished 6th in Team of the Year points. Iowa Barbecue Society. How many comps did we run this year?
Just the minimum.
Yeah, we didn't run. We ran just the minimum number of comps. We had some goals in mind this year, and one of those goals was going from our old cook rig to a new cook rig that would make the whole logistics of getting here and stuff simpler for us. So that limited time we had to be committing to barbecue cooks. We need to be working and getting money together for that. So we done just a minimum number, but we achieved some other goals we had set for ourselves this year. So I would consider this year.
Yeah, we bought a new trailer, toy hauler, and we bought 3 new drums this year. And like I said, all the practice we put in as well. So we did, like you said, the 5 minimum for the IBF points, and then we did probably 3 or 4 unsanctioned ones with our buddies. They went to like, all right, let's go do it. Just to hang out and get away.
And a couple of those was charity things for a good cause.
But it paid out though, because didn't you guys get like a 200-pound trophy?
That was at Stewart. So that was Stewart Best of the Block. That was this year. That was an IBS sanctioned event. That was one of them. But yeah, we ended up getting first place in chicken, third in ribs, first in pork, second in brisket, and overall GC at that one. And then like we talked about, like this 5-foot trophy. So that was a really good cook that day.
You needed a toy hauler to haul it home.
And that one, that one we've been fortunate enough to GC back to back.
Yeah.
So we have another trophy pretty similar to that one at home that's just as heavy and just as large. And we've been discussing what we can do to start putting trophies and stuff out so it's so intrusive. We're getting, the barbecue stuff. It's kind of laughing coming back. We're like, man, all the free stuff and the shirts and the rubs and different things we picked up here. Neither one of our wives are going to be impressed when we get home.
Yeah.
There's Mr. King Louie
This
himself.
is Boots BBQ.
Nice to meet you, sir.
It's Richard and Gary. This is Michael Goff.
Nice to meet you all.
King Louie Meat Apostle. He's our major sponsor for the podcast.
I see the peanut galleries in rare form already. Love it. When you're up till 3:30 in the morning drinking, that's
Since no one even really sees, we'll show you what Kevin's over there doing. See?
He's
So,
making mac
so,
and cheese.
so the bum is part of the podcast. Just he's the heckler right now.
Making all the background racket.
Yeah.
We're using his face though, so I can't say much.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Good, how are you doing?
Let's see. So, first time Speedway, you guys have to walk the stairs and you have to walk the track.
Okay.
Just for fun.
Okay.
It's shits and giggles. It's say you've done it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll just say I've done it.
I know you will.
You just admitted you haven't done it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Come on, bad boy, bad boy. We get it. Come on.
I didn't get this by walking.
So, what do you guys do, like, full-time job-wise to support this happen?
So I haul fuel for Solar Transport, which is owned by Come and Go, which is now owned by Maverick. I just haul fuel into different gas stations around Des Moines, around Iowa, wherever they send me. Every once in a while, they'll send me out of state to go haul a load of lube oil here or there, but for the most part, just in town hauling gas.
And I do some skip tracing for a bond company. So when people get in trouble and go to jail and they need to be rescued, sometimes they don't always go to court like they're supposed to.
Yeah.
I was in repossession and actual bounty hunting for several years. And with the way the world's taking some turns and stuff, I've kind of backed out of the present part of it and just doing the skip tracing. So basically the finding of people and, gathering of information and stuff to round them up. So
Hey,
that's
Brian, not to interrupt, you did get all those traffic tickets squared away, didn't you?
You
Buddy, how are you over here? We got it. We got
I
it.
know it, guy.
He
You
just
might know
thinks
it,
the
guy.
podcast. Meanwhile,
So neither of you have a growing section to, grow some HTC type products that would take it.
No.
Okay. I was
No.
just curious. I'm looking for that guy to invest in.
Not in Iowa. Sorry, buddy.
it's not legal there, is it?
No.
It's, I mean, you got to have your growing license, but
I imagine it could be pretty profitable for a guy that wanted to get into legitimate business with that stuff.
some of these people that it's crazy. Like one store pops up and then they have like 6 satellite stores. I'm like, where are you getting it all? Somebody went and spent $750,000, went through all the legal stuff, and has like 1,000 acres of plants.
Mhm. Investors. I mean, it's
From Mexico.
yeah. Well, it seems that the way it's catching on, it seems to be a lot of investor related stuff and guys that are looking to get in it just for the money aspect of it.
Yep.
So it's a pretty profitable thing. It seems that it's pretty popular.
All right, let's get back to barbecue.
So you didn't go to that Bud's Blues and Barbecue contest in Columbia. That thing was interesting.
Bud's Blues and Barbecue.
Yeah, the first Boogie and Bud's. It's not Pals.
No, I didn't think so.
Well, when your organizer's already partakes by, and he's already half baked by 6 o'clock for the cooks meeting, it's a little interesting.
It's pretty funny. So, any big names that you've came across out here so far that you talked with, or still kind of on that roll?
So I'd say so far, the biggest person that I've new to meeting from being here would be Strife Leaders.
Yep.
That's about it. I mean, the last 2 years of doing this, we've gotten to meet a lot of the regulars you see that come down here. Well, thank you.
Kevin's the
Merry Christmas.
Personally delivered by Kevin. This is for you, Bobby.
Bobby. We're on the Bobby again. And tell everyone who Bobby is.
Bobby.
We're going to get famous.
Bobby Hill is a buddy of ours, a secondhand smoke Iowa. He competes with us up there in Iowa. He good guy, really good guy, but he looks a little bit like Bobby Hill. And one of the things about competition barbecue with your friends, it's definitely you have to have broad shoulders and thick skin because you're going to get heckled. I mean, we like to throw food at each other, so when you find things to take advantage of with your friends, it's Brant, Shampoo, Bobby Hill. Thanks, buddy.
Twinning.
It's twinning.
Yep.
So, any of you out there that knows Bobby Hill, have
Tell him
fun.
hi.
Tell
Hey,
him hi.
help me spread the hate and discontent. Or Bobby.
Every time I think of that, that's what I think of is King of the Hill. God dang it, Bobby.
That's exactly it.
Well, and part of it, being in barbecue, we're dealing with cooking and grills, and so it all fits, And when he gets calls, we have a really good time with him because there's been times where he's gotten calls, and there was actually a gas grill was part of the price package, and you're fine. I'm like, you got to win that because you have to get barbecue grill and barbecue accessories, propane accessories.
Make sure you're
Propane grills and accessories.
Meat apostles. Just because Mike's right there.
Yeah, I love this.
So you're talking about buying new drums. What kind of drums did you buy?
We have one Gateway. We have 2 K4Ls. And then we always take our Traeger with us just in case. You never know. Something could happen and you can have the Traeger fired up. Just be consistent with it, right?
Yep.
But for the most part, we use it as a sauce warmer or if something happens, like I said. But we have our 2 K4Ls on our Gateway.
And then, I think I talked to you yesterday, chicken. People are running chicken on their pellets. That's all they run it on.
Yeah.
And we rely on that Traeger pretty heavily for Friday night dinner stuff. We go to a weekend comp. We'll typically cook burgers or whatever on. It's just easy, right? You don't have to get the bag charcoal out and fire the drum. You turn that thing on, fire it up, let it get the temp, toss your meat on, burn it.
Yeah.
And fat man's happy.
Fat man's happy.
Well, there goes a neighborhood.
I know.
Our neighbor next door has a band or something in there already.
They're trying to drum. But it is Friday night.
The American
It's
Roll.
the party night. I think Blue Talk has their big parties tonight.
Yep.
They had a big Snaker Farms.
Snaker Farms Wagyu hot dogs last night. That was one thing I'm glad we didn't miss out on.
They were fire.
I'm not much of a hot dog guy, where you would, they call them hot dogs, but
That's right. I love hot
it's
dogs.
just.
It's Wagyu. You can't beat it, right?
They had all the trimmings out there for them too, the onions and peppers and chili and the
Oh,
cheese.
geez, yeah.
Everything.
was out there and I would catch up.
That's like Halloween last night. A guy in our neighborhood had brats just scattered out on the grill trick or treating. And I jokingly was like, man, peppers and onions on those brats. He opened the lid, there's peppers and onions. He gives me a bomb and all, fills it up. I was like, what? He goes, this for the adults? I was like, hell yeah.
You bring up, Halloween and trick or treating. So we had a bag of candy over there, and these kids walked by, right? And I'm standing out there, and they walk up, and they're like, trick or treat. I'm like, okay, what else you got? Give me something out of this? Trick or treat. No.
I want to hear
What
a joke.
else do you have to say?
I want to hear
Their
a
mom was
joke.
like, I don't know what you're asking for. I was like, it's Halloween, it's trick or treat. Tell me my feet smell, whatever you're going to make me laugh, I'll give you the candy. It was kind of disappointing that they didn't know what to say back, right?
I usually just say trick back. And then that confuses them still, too. It's like, show me your trick.
So the generation we had to work for.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I did pull the dad tax last night on my son and grabbed a peanut butter cup.
Hey, we pulled the neighbor's tax on our Canadian buddy over there. They busted out this bag of.
They had
Wait to him, Elijah. You got a ghost right behind you. It was his Reese's peanut butter cup.
That is that
You
tax.
got podcast tax back there?
Podcast tax.
So I've been watching your videos. You're obsessing with marshmallows.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
My wonderful wife back home with 2 hood rats and 9 months pregnant. Let me get down here, right? So she's back home. She sent me this photo earlier on Facebook of these loaded sweet potato fries with marshmallow and caramel sauce and all sorts of other things on there. So I had to make sure I told you about it to satisfy that marshmallow itch.
Nice. Well, I did a volcano sweet potato and a bacon wrapped marshmallow.
Hey, you were.
So,
I think it was your video talking about. Maybe it was with Malcolm talking about your bacon wrapped donuts or whatever.
oh,
I'm gonna try that. Yep, I'm running that.
Yep.
And you grill mini just
Mint-
powdered sugar donuts
Yeah,
too.
caramelized powdered sugar on them.
You're gonna try that.
I'm telling you, I've done a lot. I've done monkey bread in a smoker just to have fun and try it. And the stuff that you can produce, learning how to control the smoke, put another pan on it if you need to, make it more of an oven. Just a tad of smoke to it. And there's so much you can do, and it just makes so much stuff so much better.
Honestly, if we're not cooking meat or whatever, my favorite thing to make on a smoker is chocolate lava cake. You get that hard on there, you get that nice, your base makes that nice and crust. You get the chocolate.
That flame touch, that smoke touch.
Exactly. And you get a nice scoop of ice cream on top. Oh man, my fat boy gets happy.
Smoke your ice cream, put it in the freezer for the day. Let that smoke kind of melt through it and the bitterness go away, and then put that ice cream on top of that.
Shut up.
And top it with a little bit of bacon chunks. Oh, you're welcome.
Thanks. Now I'm just getting hungry.
Now we just put Fat Boy to Dreamland.
Did you have the munchies today?
I know, right?
Buds and whatever.
We was
you
talking
were
about THC earlier. I'm beginning to wonder.
I mean, I'm all excited for tomorrow for the sides and desserts, just everything. That's what this thing's about. It's fun.
We got some friends over there. They're doing every single category, and it's their first time down here too. And I was like, "Why?" But me being me, to experience it, we're just doing the 4 main meats, and we're gonna do turkey smoke.
Yeah, we talked about doing, some of the ancillaries, but I told him, I'm like, man, I would rather just do the 4 main meats for turkey smoke because that'll leave us more time to roam around and experience the Royal. And, I don't think that coming to the Royal the first time without kind of trying to enter every category unless you feel like you have that enthusiasm and you feel like you can see it through.
Or unless you have a partner or a 5-man, 6-man team.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Your first time in, you're here as rookies. Enjoy the Thursday night, Friday, the Saturday. Watch how it goes on Saturday. Go down to the turn-ins and just watch as they do their turn-ins. You can only see dessert. But from there, talk to other guys about some of their dishes. I'm trying to get secrets on the potato dish. So I've talked to other people knowing what I'm doing, but I'm trying to be like, all right, where do I compare to you?
So it's really funny you say, talking to other guys trying to, learn something here and there. So like we talked about earlier, our barbecue family, as we call it back home in Iowa, we have this saying with each other, little shake here, little shake there, never hurt.
Yep.
It's just fun, right? Hey, what are you doing over there? Oh, that's what I'm doing. Really?
Shiggin never hurts.
No.
There might be some people that are, oh, damn them for doing that or whatever, but it's all just fun.
No,
I would give you my recipes. I don't keep anything.
Really? Let me get my phone out and write this down.
Right ahead. I haven't. If I want
I'll give you all my recipes tomorrow after I cook them. That way, next year if you run them, I might have something different.
And that's the thing too. You kind of
Good
find
luck.
that you run across something and you find success with it, but that success only seems to last so long.
Yeah.
Nothing changes, so you're on the hunt. For the next thing that's going to get their attention. And,
Yep.
So you find a lot of things. You're like, man, that's killer.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter. I've taken classes and cooked exact recipes to people. It doesn't taste the same. I mean, there's so many variables. You still have to cook it.
They had an ounce more of rub. It's just something. Have you guys met Bobby Oliver yet?
I mean, he was just standing here, but no.
Okay. Well, his trailer's out there.
Yeah.
I was talking to him about potatoes tomorrow. My original idea, because I do a volcano sweet potato, and it's got all the marshmallow and all the topping on the inside exploding out. He was talking to me saying that he does a sweet potato also. Well, they axed it.
They axed sweet potato?
Yeah.
So you can't use it anymore?
Not for potato dip, which is good. We caught it way before today.
It's still as spud as a spud. A potato's a potato.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether it's
Russet, red, Idaho, yellow. You
Yeah.
cannot use sweet potato for potato dip.
Really?
So I was like, good thing I have a backup plan. So I'll give you that recipe after tomorrow.
But Brad was talking about classes and whatnot. We took a couple of classes. And, it was really good food, and we used it. And we got I think we talked about it yesterday. We got a first place turkey smoke win with one of those recipes, and then that recipe just stopped. It just stopped hitting. No matter how many times we
Well, it was a recipe intended for a different protein.
Yeah.
We just thought, what? It should work. So we just do it at turkey smoke and end up winning the turkey smoke, the king of the corn. But, and it was just a half chance deal. But,
Yeah.
But on the protein that was intended for it, just stopped hitting.
One big tip on the recipes is when you think you need to change, don't always change. Just minimal twists on it. Like, okay, maybe I took this rub out and add this rub. Don't just completely change it all.
So we had recipes last year that worked rather well, right? And over the year, we went to these classes, and they were good recipes. We started using them, and then they stopped hitting. Like I said, I'm going back to basics.
Yeah.
And after we went back to basics, it just started coming in again.
Sometimes I think you can overthink it too.
And that's a lot of it. There's so much out on the market for sauces and rubs and different seasonings that at the end of the day, essentially, they're all the same thing. They're a little bit different blends, and I think that I found with some rubs, some of them seem to be a lot fresher than others. You can open a bottle of, some rubs and really floral and really pungent to the nose when you open them. And then there's other rubs that you should be giving the nose full and you just don't, and they seem like they're stale. So I think there's so much variance in that world that it forces you to overthink things, and then you get outside of your comfort box, and then you're like, okay, what went wrong? And then you overanalyze everything that went wrong. So you've dug yourself a hole from the beginning by overthinking it. Just continues to. It's one of those things. I think it's part of your life.
Well, Darren Ward said, I think it's true. He said, I can use the same 3 rubs on every one of my proteins to do well. It's a tenderness game, and it very much is.
Well, and we watch Darren North podcast a lot.
Yes.
And we really like Darren. We meet with him quite often. He's talked many times about going back to the rubs that he's been using, since day one, and they'll still hit. And
he went. I think it was last year. I remember the skin podcast talking about it, right? 2 bottles of rain, 2 bottles of juice, took a whole year and just hit. But it goes back to having the taste and the tenderness.
like it's been around forever.
Yeah.
There are variations on it, but there's guys that's still true to that, and it's still hitting.
Yeah.
Like I said, you can.
But that's where it all comes down to, though. If your tenderness is there, your taste will come right there. I mean, you can have all the taste in the world, but tenderness isn't there. They're not going to really like it that much.
And that's been one of our biggest things. It's like going back to brisket, we talk about brisket in our toughest category, is getting that tenderness, right? I mean, we've cooked everything from choice to Wagyu, and we've taken everything from like 202 degrees to 215 degrees before it grows tender.
Mm-hmm.
And then let it rest, and then it's tightened back up by the time the judges get it or it's time to slice. So I've tried everything here now. I've injected the crap out of it. Let it sit overnight, did everything I'm supposed to do. Why does it keep doing this? Just trying to learn.
Yeah. You use phosphates at all?
Yeah, we've got some LC barbecue, Rainmaker, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
We've got that over there. We've got some Cosmos Moisture Magic over there as well.
And I think perfected, what temperature you like to cook at, and what the ideal rack time, what temperature you could wrap, and I think we can let them run a little longer before we wrap them. I think that's part of it. So it's
earlier today, our neighbor across the road there, shout out to Randy Kerr. He came over. We were talking about it. He goes, "What are you guys wrapping at?" I was like, 165, 180, somewhere in that range, right? And he goes, no. Wrap it 155. 155 to 160. It's that lower wrap. He started talking about when you get up that higher range in wrap, it's going to start pushing more stuff out. I was like, but you see everything. It might be the difference between competition back here. It usually doesn't have that stall for the 165, 170 range in there, right? So that's when you wrap it through that stall. He said, told us, wrap early. Wrap 10 degrees, 15 degrees.
See, and that can change for everyone. Like, I wrap a certain bark color. Pink ball. I wrap at a certain color because I want to make sure my bark sets up. Because I've wrapped earlier before, wash off. It's just all wash. So,
and making sure your bark's set is key.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to make sure that seasoning's set good.
I did a brisket once.
Once?
Re-rubbed it, threw it back on, didn't even wrap it. Once it went in the wrap, I was like, that's when I learned. I'm going to where my bark's set, and then I don't care what the temperature is, bark set first.
The weather plays a part in your cook too.
Yeah.
Some of your best meat comes off the pit when it's raining outside and there's a lot of moisture in the air.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but that's just the way it works.
So I got my old stick burner. I used to have a big old pan and just fill it with water in there. I'm like, I don't care. I mean, it wasn't made for that, but I made it for that.
Whatever works.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. A guy's got to find out what works for him. You can't necessarily do what the guy next to him has done, class or no class, however you learn it.
Yeah.
Because it may not necessarily work for you. I mean, you have to find what works for you in your process and your techniques. I mean, everybody's different. We all do this a little different way. So it's just a trivia game for everybody. You got to figure that out. Once you figure it out, then you can work on the consistencies of it, and go from there. Then you'll start finding more success. But it's all got to start at the bottom, work our way up.
Everybody asks the best kicker, the best cooker is the one you know. You can wait on full whoever titles if you want.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. We've couple of them fun little comps we do is sponsored by Farm Bureau. And Farm Bureau puts on a big cook-off contest at the Iowa State Fair right on the main drag. And last year we went down and we was invited for the chicken category. We finished second chicken, and the guy that beat us pulled up with 22-inch Weber kettle in the back of his pickup, slapped it out there, chunked out a bag of Kingsford charcoal, and a big bottle of Kingsford lighters. What's this guy doing? He sat around, didn't have his meat on, and then he pulls out chicken breasts. I'm like, this is going to be interesting. Goes over and soaks his charcoal with lighter fluid. 6 foot waves burns charcoal off. He won it. Chicken breast in Alabama white sauce. He won it. You know,
Uncertified judges will do that sometimes.
you know, and all the things that they say don't do and you're not supposed to do, all the cardinal sins, man. He was out there trying to lighter and everything.
You know, it gets better because it wasn't like a regular full-size kettle, right? It was one of those little ones that's like this big.
Yeah, it had short leg on 22 inches short.
Oh, like the little one, yeah.
Yeah. Goes it up, takes it, and just goes like 7 foot plane. There you go.
Well, guys, I want to wish you.
Yeah, I don't know what that's on.
That's where I was parking my truck tomorrow morning.
Hey, we got a spare spot over there, buddy. Come next to us.
Well, then I got to walk all the way down there to bring it all the way back here to load up.
I'm offering you a free parking.
Okay, I appreciate it.
I think, as I tell my kids all the time, Brian, don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Hey, it wouldn't be if the world didn't mess up.
Can y'all help me move that ash can?
Find a new location.
No, it's probably going to happen anyway. But yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Yes.
Good luck this weekend.
Yes, good luck.
I might take you up on that parking spot because they offered me one right over here too. I don't know. I mean, tear this down and just park now. Who knows?
You can park in the blue and white parking over there where I'm parked at.
That's where I'm parked at right now.
There you go. You're good.
So,
I got to bring my truck in during the rain.
Wow.
Hopefully it ain't going to rain. Knock on wood.
before we leave here real fast, so one of our really good friends, Barbecue Pit Bros,
Yep.
said he's supposed to be on your podcast as the next guest. So when he gets here, tell him that we were the better podcast.
Okay. We'll do that.
Just
Heck yeah.
it's one of those friendly things we do back and forth, right?
Is that,
I mean, would you rather?
I'll do that.
I mean, would you rather catch heckling from us or heckling from Jordan?
Heckling from Michael Goff.
So, one of the judges, she's here. Her name's Lynn. She's a certified master judge, right?
Yeah.
She's got a heart of gold. And it's nonstop back and forth between us. No, Lynn loves me more. No, Lynn loves me more, right? So if we're at a competition and Lynn's there and the other one's not there, we'll take pictures and Snapchats and videos and all sorts of things.
Is Lynn here?
Yeah, Lynn's
Yes.
here.
Do you have her number?
All right, we got this. Come on.
7-8.
Oh, I'm going to do you one better. I was going to video call her right now.
Oh, okay. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Oh,
Thank you. What do you think of the new improvised one?
Dude, I'm ready to get down on it.
It's better now.
I'm ready to get down on it. I like the garlic on it. That's
Hey,
The garlic's there, and then I added the
Oh.
heat.
we
Like
can't see
your-
very well. No, we don't want to see him. We want to see you right now.
Yeah.
So we're here with Brian Odom from Addicted to the Q and So Fucking Awesome. Right? We're on his podcast. Here comes Mr. Bradley Vollmer, okay? We've been telling him the back and forth between us and Jordan about that you love us more than Jordan.
Put her up to the mic.
Come on.
Now, you like Boots BBQ better, don't you?
ask her whose sticker she's sporting on the back of her scooter. It's
Who's-
not a barbecue dip.
Whose sticker do you have?
There you go.
There we go.
You do, but I'm the favorite. All right, Lynn, we'll let you get back to whatever you're doing, girl.
You enjoy that podcast.
Okay, thank you.
That's
Bye-bye. She is the sweetest person out there.
And now we have it on record.
Now
Way
we
to
got
go,
on
Jordan.
record.
Way to
We'll
go,
get
Jordan.
Jordan on and we'll let him know. All right, guys. We
Yes,
appreciate
thank
it.
you guys
Thank
for
you
coming
very
on.
much.
Thanks for having
Good
us on.
luck this weekend.
Thank you.